I'm Christophe Briguet. I'm the happy owner of the Reboot van. So that's a 2021 Sprinter van, Mercedes Sprinter van. That's the 144 wheelbase, so that's the shorter version. The longer one is been 170 inches. I got it as a cargo, so like completely empty, and a talented team at Freedom Van actually converted it from scratch. So with this design, it's like a family van. I'm planning to use it for like a weekend trip with the family, for like a small road trip around the country. I'm not planning to stay like weeks living in the van. Yeah, let's take a tour. Come in. So the cabin is pretty standard. One thing that we decided to not have is the upper shelf. We really like the open space here. Of course, to have the additional storage would be pretty nice, but so far we didn't miss it. Besides that, the seats can swivel, but that's not the front seat. But that's not something that we've been using so far. We've been using those. I mean, specifically this one as a swivel, very often. So that's a superior seat, ISS integrated seat belt, captain chair, and that's again comfortable. That can swivel, and that's very easily, and that's make it very convenient, I guess. One configuration I can show you maybe now or later is that to have the table here, there is this Lego mount stand here that can put the table, work from here, to have the space and the freedom to work comfortably. Here we have the upper cabinet, so it's pretty standard. There is a few stuff here. It's mostly empty. Just well, obviously when we are going on a trip, this one is full of food. This one is full of gear, additional gear, like clothing and everything. There is those lights that are very convenient as well at night. That's the kitchen galley with the cooktop. So let me remove my stuff. So here it's running water. So if I turn it on, the water pump, yeah, running water, little stove. So again, on propane, so it doesn't drain the battery. Don't have to stress about that. We can talk about the battery later. Here it's the gray water tank. It's 5 gallons. So since we have 20 gallons fresh water, so I need probably to empty it quite often if I'm using it a lot. And there is a water heater, like a 4-gallon water heater. So the trick is that, I mean the tips, I guess, is to actually run the water heater when you drive to not again drain the battery, to save the power. So that's what I'm trying to do. Pretty cool to have like a tank monitor. It's very convenient. I love this little butcher block, it's pretty nice as well. There is the Reboot antenna. You can see that that's to boost the LTE net signal. Down here we have a couple of cabinets. I added some padding, some drawer. I did some divider here. But yeah, it's pretty well finished, pretty nice to the touch. Let's move this. And here we have a fridge. So that's a small one. There is my lunch. That's a 1.8 cubic feet. So yeah, that's small, but that's actually good enough for us. That's one of the trade-offs that we had to make for the build. I think that's it for the kitchen galley and the cabin. We can maybe look at those bed platforms. So there is 2 bed platforms. There is the upper deck and the lower deck. On this one you can sleep sideways thanks to the flare on each side that add maybe 4 inch on each side. I can give you a demo. I'm like 5 something. I can sleep very comfortably. One thing that maybe we can learn from that build, and if I remove my shoes, I can show you how it is that if you sleep like that, that could be painful in the middle of the night when you wake up and you hit your head here. So maybe if there is one single thing that I could change in the design, is to make this maybe smaller, maybe add some bumper here to avoid to hit the head. Otherwise, yes, it's, I mean, very comfortable, can sleep like that. Those cabinets, upper cabinets, that's again to store some clothing. It's pretty fun to put the iPad here at night and just watch a movie from there. On some of those there is some electric plug, I guess. On this one I have a HomePod Mini to play some music. That's a Maxair 10-speed fan. There is no remote control, you have to be here to start it, but that's again for our usage, that's pretty good. So what's cool with this, the airflow system in this build, we stuck the air from underneath the van. There is a filter obviously to clean, to filter the air, and we create this airflow that's up to the van and suck out through the Maxair. So at night or when it's super hot, it's a good way to cool down the van without running AC or using additional systems. So that's so far that's a pretty cool design that I really like. So I didn't mention, but we can remove that. I'll show you later. I mean, hopefully we can have the time to show you how to remove this and show you the dinette configuration when we have the two tables on the bench on each side. So far I've been using only this configuration because that's the most, I guess, most convenient and creates those extra space on the upper deck. So that's again pretty nice. That's the garage. So we can start maybe with this. Here we have the water tank and the propane gas tank in the front. To refill the water, just plug a hose here, and I don't have here, but I use an external filter to filter the water, and that's a good way to make sure that the water is clean from and can last for, I guess, a couple of weeks in the tank. I can show you how the shower hose is working. Plug the shower here, start the water pump, and that's it. And there is this little holder here. So what I just missed, maybe it's like a curtain. That's like a curtain to take a shower outside. That's maybe one of the next addition. There is another option, and of course there is hot water and cold water. I can show you how the water hose, the hot pressure water hose is working. So that's very convenient to clean like a bike, like a surfboard, a sandy kid, for example. You turn on the wash down, be careful, and you have just hot pressure, higher pressure than the shower, of course, and that's again, that could be very useful in some situations. So I haven't used it yet so much, but that's something that I can see myself using in the future. On that side we have the power system. So we have 2 times 100 amp hours, so it's a lithium LiPo 4 battery. And if you look at here, there is a space for a third one. I was anticipating the needs of a third of 300 amp hour. However, based on our usage now, and if you optimize the water heater situation, I don't need that third battery. Those two are more than enough. It's plenty of battery power for charging all the electronics, the light, the fridge, the fan. That's plenty of power for sure. And on top of the van we have almost 400 watts of power as well. So if I check now on the apps, we have a Victron app to monitor all of that. It's probably generating more power than actually I'm using it even now with the fan on the light. So yeah, that's those 200 amps batteries for our usage is pretty enough, pretty sufficient, and that's good. We have this 2000 watt inverter, so we have to convert 12 volt to 110 voltage. And I like those little touch from Freedom Vans. They put some outdoor light. It's pretty convenient when you unload your van at night, or when you want to simply light up your surrounding. On top of those lights here, we have some side light at the top. It's the KC LED floodlight. Again, that's the idea is to light up the surrounding of the van. There is one on each side, and that's plug on the 12 volt battery. As well, it's pretty convenient to have this in some camping situation when it's pitch dark and you want to go outside. On the front, we have a light bar, a 14-inch curved light bar, LED light bar, high beam light bar. It's as well convenient since if you drive in very dark road or countryside, that helps, and that's compensate a lot. On the van, we upgraded the factory wheel with Black Rhino 17-inch mid-hill wheel, and upgraded the tire as well with Michelin Cross Climate tires. Supposed to be better stability for when you drive. One thing that I haven't done on this van yet is to upgrade the suspension. So it's maybe something that I'm considering for later, I guess later this year, to make it probably a bit more fun to drive, I guess, more stable. Well, it works. It works. It works. It's a bit of exercise, I guess. That's the first time for me, but that I'm doing it actually. But after a while, if you have two people, that's maybe even faster to do that. But yeah, that's pretty cool to have the flexibility to create that larger space. That's that's something that I wanted in this build, so I'm sure I will find some opportunity to use that configuration for like day trip, for example. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Still missing the other table. I forgot the second arm at home, so you can imagine to have another butcher block like that table on this side to create that. I guess 6 people, I guess, can sit on this in this configuration. Hopefully that gave you an idea of how you can convert this double deck build into a nice dinette open setting. So alternatively, instead of doing the dinette configuration, we can just leverage this little Laguna mount here to place the table. So let's take this one. Here we go, like this, the table. So it could be a bit tricky as well to find the right position, but not as, yeah, like that. I use this armrest as a way to stabilize the table, so it's actually make it very stable. And you can walk from here, you can just on Reboot you can actually share the table with somebody. If you swivel that front seat, you can have somebody here and somebody on that passenger front seat, and you can have a little party in the front without to do that whole exercise session removing the bed platform. So yeah, that's another option. Again, the idea was to make this build very flexible, to adjust to what we want, knowing that we don't know yet what we want. So that's the reason for those different options. Thank you for watching the Reboot van tour. I hope you learn and you experience a bit what the build looks like and how you could use a similar build in your own dream project. Just a few words about the Reboot van. That's just a metaphorical idea of refreshing your mind and rebooting your body while going in nature at the end of the week. So that's really that metaphorical idea of rebooting yourself. Hope you enjoy it. Looking forward to see some comments and to have your opinion on this build and see how I can improve this build, for example. Thank you guys. See you. Bye.